आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति Shanti, Shanti. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, mind, all these sensory and motor organs become powerful and efficient. All is verily the one without second, ever blissful, all-pervading existence, the Brahman. Let me never deny this truth of oneness. May this truth never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience this truth in life be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us feel our true, unchanging divine nature as a steadily burning candle flame in our heart. Let us concentrate on that. With concentration, I see the light of this flame is becoming brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. I see my whole being filled with light. In fact, I see all parts of body are made of light, this light of self. I am this light divine. I see the same light pervading all around, absorbing all different forms, everything, all shapes are getting dissolved in this one ocean of luminosity. I am seeing this truth of all pervading Atman, the existence itself, consciousness itself, bliss itself. All desires are vanished. For I am all that is. All limitations of time, space, causation are gone. I see I am free. I am ever free. Om. Peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin this today's study of Svetasvatara Upanisad. This is the 31st class, and we have been seeing this process of evolution, that how a human being, considering oneself to be imperfect and therefore running after many things to add to oneself to become perfect, begins this journey towards perfection, towards freedom, towards manifesting one's own true self. So let us begin with our usual prayers. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we attain strength together. May our study make us illumined. May there be no dislike between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. In our last class we were seeing that how this progress means that we have to give up. Like when you are traveling somewhere, then you have to give up your present position to travel. Think, for example, I am going from Providence to New York. Now, if I stick myself to Providence, obviously I will not be able to go to New York. My position in journey will keep on progressively changing. And this, what it means is, gradually, if I look at that GPS in the car, I will see that that distance to New York is getting reduced. Yeah, and distance from Providence is getting increased. So, this is how the transformation takes place. It is, this spiritual life is a transformational process, that an ignorant being, a man, the animal, is put in this process and then comes out as man divine. And this is the processing unit, as it were, that is called sadhana. At one end of the sadhana, here is the human being, animal part of the human being. Now it gets processed, get cleansed, and gets gradually more and more illumined, and then discovers that I am divine, I am ever free, I am Brahman. Goes into the machine of sadhana, as it were, thinking that I am a little being, I am bound by circumstances, I am having so many desires, I am being buffeted, kicked around by situations. Now the transformation starts. And then layers after layers of ignorance are, as it were, getting peeled off. And then you come out of this machine. Same being. Like when you say have gone running about in this hot weather and then got lot of dust on your person, lot of sweat and all that. So now you get into shower. Now the same person that goes into the shower comes out of the shower, but not as that person went in. Went in dirty, came out clean. So we get into this process of sadhana. And we have to renounce, like when you take shower, you have to give up the dust and dirt, isn't it? You can't be sticking to it, so we have to give up all this dirt. That is, the problem with that giving up is that we think that that dirt is very nice, that dirt we like, we get attached to that dirt. That is called asakti, the attachment. We get bound by these attachments. All this we call mine, and therefore we are loath to give it up. Thus, we find it difficult. We have to really scrub that machine of sadhana, therefore cleans up. It scrubs us with maybe the wire brush, and so we feel lot of pain in it initially, but then we are getting cleaned. I know, like many little children, they are loath to go and take shower sometimes because they feel they are fine. They have to be pushed into. Hey, come on. I told one little child here that, hey, go take shower, otherwise I am going to take you up and put in the washing machine. So it is. So it is. Because that is somewhat, you have to change yourself, and people resist change. That we want to be the same person. We keep on complaining, but do not change ourselves. That complaining goes on. So this is a process that we have to undergo. This is called sadhana, the process of sadhana. Now, this renunciation, therefore, is an important aspect of it. that if you are not leaving your position, if you are sticking yourself there, then no change will happen. Many times the so-called religious rituals and such things, we stick to them, but we remove all that is transformational in it. We do some worship and then keep on asking God, give me more money, give me this, give me that. It's asking for more dirt, that's all. Instead of getting free from dirt, and we keep on asking for more dirt to get stuck on our person. So, this therefore brings our religious practice also to that kind of standstill. It does not make us transform. So, this transformation is described here. It is a journey. In many Upanishads, you will see this idea, Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, that life is to be looked upon as a journey. That we began, no doubt, as an ignorant person, but we are not going to remain an ignorant person. We are going to transform ourselves into illumined person. We started maybe thinking that we are very little insignificant being, but then we realize our inner potential, our infinite dimension, and thus we come out saying, Aham Brahmasmi, I am divine. I am not this little slave to nature, but I am the master. So this is how we see gradual change takes place in life. And what we were going to see last time, but we ran out of time, this great imagery here of the two birds. It is so sublime. You know, Sri Ramakrishna loved this imagery so much that he had drawn a picture of this on the wall of his room in Dakshineshwar. That it is after, for a long time that picture was there. Later on, when the walls were plastered again, that was gone. But this analogy was so dear to him, and it is actually so sublime. Therefore, this occurs exactly in the same these words in two Upanishads, Mundak Upanishad as well as Svetasvatara Upanishad. That and this is such a important idea in Vedanta gets expressed here. There is an international congress of Vedanta every alternate year. That international congress, it assembles at some place. So their motto, this ideal is described there, that with this phrase, Dva Suparna, with these two birds shown in their logo. Dva Suparna, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parishashvajate Tayoranyah Pippalam Swaduatti Anashnananyo Abhichakashiti. That it says that two birds of beautiful plumage who are inseparable friends reside on the same tree. Of these, one eats the fruits of the tree with relish, while the other looks on without eating. So imagine, this is just a picture of these two birds. One just immersed in eating all these different fruits of the tree. These fruits are being eaten. and then other bird is just watching without eating. It is now what happens is this lower bird and higher bird, Sayuja Sakhaya, that these words are so beautiful that they are connected together as it were, always together. It is, and Sakhaya, they are bosom friends. We feel in us these two beings. Everybody feels these two beings as one plunges into this transformational process. For example, take up the same example. You are journeying from Providence to New York. Think of it. And then you already picture yourself that, well, one who is on the journey and the other who has already reached New York. Do you see it, Paul? That, well, I am in Providence and I am going to reach in New York, where then the driving is going to stop. I will get out of the car. I have reached my destination. And that is what the GPS says. You have arrived. And so now you don't have to keep on driving. You come out of the car, go have a restful respite after that. So you are already thinking of these two beings. One who has started on the journey, going through this process, going through terrible traffic jams and whatever, some tiresome situations. It is, it should take 3 hours to go from here to New York. But suppose you get into traffic jam, which is not at all unusual while going to New York. So it may take 5 hours, 6 hours. Once it was our Vishwanath was driving some of our devotees, and I was there in New York. I asked him, well, Vishwanath, now there were some other drivers also. Who is driving right now? I thought that by now they should have reached Providence. They were going back from New York to Providence. But I said, no, 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 there is terrible traffic. And then I just asked, who is driving right now? He said, right now nobody is driving. This whole road has become a parking lot. So nobody is driving at the moment. What it means is that there are obstacles. In the path of spiritual practice, there are obstacles. But we should practice perseverance, keep on the path, keep on doggedly, with that dogged determination, without relenting. We have to keep on pushing forward. Let me go, let me move on. Yes, now or after an hour or after 2 hours, I am going to arrive there. Keep on. So this is the spirit of journey, that this bird, lower bird, Dva Suparna, that Suparna means they are beautiful to look at. They have beautiful plumage. So nice wings and so forth. So these two beautiful birds, they are connected together. It is joined together as it were, Sayuja, Sakhayaha, connected. They are not separate really, like the one who is in Providence and the one who reaches New York. They are same but in different circumstances, different situations. They are as such not separate at all. So our self, which is in ignorance, and the illumined self, they are not essentially different. I and what is called God is not essentially different. This is somewhat difficult for those who have grown up with the that like the Abrahamic faiths, the traditional Abrahamic faiths, where I am here, God is very different from me. It would be considered very sacrilegious to think that I and God are one and the same. Well, in essence, they are one and the same. It is, therefore, in Hindus there is this word Atman, that Atman or Atma is same. It is here, there, everywhere. It is not different. It is God. So God is called Paramatman. That it is the Supreme Self. There is no distinction between the two. So therefore they are bosom friends, very closely connected. They never leave each other. So such close friends that the two can never be separated. Other friends can get separated. And that okay, well, we used to be studying together in school and we were very close friends then. But now, well, that person lives somewhere, I live somewhere, and we hardly ever meet, no connection as such. But with in between these two, this connection is never ever broken, constantly there. There is a nice letter of Swami Vivekananda to a little child, that Hollister, that it is that, well, he tells, always think that there is some other your friend with you who never forsakes you. That friend of yours is always there with you. That when you are playing, that friend is also playing with you. When you are eating, that friend is also eating with you. It's a very good meditation. All of us can do that meditation. That friend of ours never leaves us. Even when we sleep, that friend of ours is with us, except that is awake, that's all. Is playing with us but never sleeping with us. Means is with us but does not sleep. Is always there with us, awake. That never leaves us. Even our body leaves us. But this friend doesn't leave us. Think of that friend, that playmate, always playing with us. These two are always merrily playing with each other, so closely connected. That closeness is to be felt. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, God is here. Don't think of God as far away somewhere. God is right with you here. That feeling is very encouraging and important, in the sense that means, yes, it is right close. I do not have to go somewhere for it. It is the possibility becomes immensely increased that God is right here with me, hasn't left me at all. It is very close to me. God is here. God is here. He says it is closer to you than yourself. In Quran it is said that God is closer to you than the reed in your neck, you say. Yeah, your reed in your neck. How close it is to you, but God is closer to you than that. It is because the reed of the neck will go away when the body goes, that it will be gone. But God will not go away. He is much closer to you, always with us. So let us feel that closeness. It is a question of feeling. Very, very useful and helpful feeling in the sense of being dynamically with us. That yes, that God is around me, everywhere with me, and never leaves me. There is that very nice, touching imagery, a picture that there are these steps on the sand that the devotee steps and God steps. God is always accompanying the devotee. Devotee and God both are walking, and God says to devotee, see, I never leave you. I am always walking with you. And then the devotee sees that and observes, but God, at this stretch in my life, I see only this one pair of feet going on, and that was the most trying time in my life. Did you leave me at such a trying time? God says, look carefully. You are seeing those two footsteps, but they are not your footsteps, they are mine. At that time I had lifted you on my shoulders. It is God never lets us go, always with us. And that is why Sayuja Sakhaya. Let us feel that. It is the more we can feel this, the more we will feel that divine connection in us. Yes, God is around me, in every action. I am feeling the presence of God. And then Samanam Vriksham Parishashvajate are on the same tree. On the same tree, both of them are. Only difference, the one is eating the fruits of the tree, is tempted by the fruits. That is what our life story is. We get tempted. We rush to eat those fruits. Ah, it is so nice. Let me get it. And then after eating, it is described there that fruits are, some fruits are sweet, some are bitter. But actually, it is the Upanishad exactly doesn't put it in that word, swadu atti, that it is you go in the life not to get any bitter fruits. You go with the hope that every fruit will be sweet. Every fruit will be sweet. The life will be so good, so sweet. And that is what is the driving force in our endeavors. That okay, I have got this new job opportunity. In this old job, I had so many problems. With this new situation, life will be so good, so nice. People start dreaming. That is the sweetness. The sweetness is only in that expectation. What happens as you eat it, then the bitterness sets in. Oh, why did I do it? All day, everybody, it is every life story that I thought it will be so good, but then the things turn around in a very different way, and so it becomes a bitter fruit. Every fruit, every fruit, every fruit in appearance is sweet. Every fruit, when we eat it, brings out its bitterness. That is the nature of this world. Everything is bitter in its results. Because it is not real. The basic problem with these fruits is that they are temporary. They go away. All these things that we see in life, we expect a lot of joy and happiness will come from it. But then it is only expectation. It is when it comes, it is not so much of a happiness. There is a saying in Urdu, जो मज़ा इंतज़ार में है वो वस्ले यार में नहीं. Means all that fun that is there in waiting, expecting, that is the fun. When you get it, then the fun is all gone. Because now you get it finished, done. Now what? So they question, what next now? So it is, we had a very nice incident, very nice story, that there was something that one of our Swamis, he promised that, well, he promised to other Swami, if you get this work done for me, then, well, I will give you all a treat. I will give you all some nice ice cream. And then that Swami ran about here, there, and all that, finally got all the work done. And said, okay, now come on, ice cream. When are you going to give all of us ice cream? Now that Swami started, dilly-dallying, that, oh, this is this winter time, all so cold and not good to eat ice cream. But let it be a little warmer and then I will surely give. Then it becomes warmer. Then he said, oh, I wanted to give, but this brother of ours, he has some cough, so no good to eat ice cream at that time. And without him, we won't relish, so let him get well soon. And then soon, matter of a few days, that's it. And then he found some other excuse next time again. Then we could not, restrain ourselves, got so upset with him. Hey, you liar, you cheat, you are doing all this. And then very calmly he said, oh, if I gave you the ice cream, all this fun will be gone, you see. If because I am not giving you the ice cream, you are having this repetition of this fun. Now, if I give you, that is all gone. So that is how the world is. We could not get angry with him. He was speaking with such calmness that all our irritation was, cold water was poured on it. So, what I mean is, this is the nature of the things. Once you get them, then it is gone. There is a nice play of T.S. Eliot. It is, I forgot the name of that play. It is, so there also one character says these things, that it is when you are seeking something and you make lot of efforts to get it, when you get it, you realize that this is not what you were asking for. This is very different something than what you were looking for. Because now the situation changed. Because our desires are only, the real desire is liberation, freedom. That is the actual true desire. So till we get it, anything we get, it is not really worth having. It is not a good deal at all. So that is the bitter fruit. And when you get this bitter fruit, what happens? This fruit-eating bird looks at the bird on the top, that that is the next verse, that that lower bird looks towards the bird up there, seeing that, well, this fellow is so serene, uh, he is not just buffeted around by these eating the fruits, he is not eating at all, he is not getting caught into this business, he is sitting on the top in its own glory. Now, when this is seen, an inspiration comes. I also will become like this. I also have to become like that. I must do like that. That is the meaning of what is called holy company, satsang, holy company. That yes, that is how when one is in holy company, our thought process changes. We see the futility of running after all the worldly and sensual pleasures and think that, oh, I should just hold on to God. That is what I should do. It is so, whenever it would look at that bird, then it would take a few jumps towards that. Oh no, I will now no more eat these fruits. I will go towards that bird. The journey is beginning, goes, climbs a few branches. But then again, all these fruits, as it were, they were tempting this lower bird. Hey, why just once you had a bad experience doesn't mean every time it will be bad. It is, these fruits could be very good. We deceive ourselves. We forget the lessons, think that these are going to be good fruits. Those were, after all, on the lower branches. They were not that good. But these ones will be exceptionally good, and I will be just full of bliss as I eat them. That becomes then this again a trap. That is called trap. Trap is that where you feel tempted and you go there and get caught. So this is how this bird again gets caught. And then again, when feels very miserable, sad, again looks at that bird. Oh my goodness, why did I commit this blunder again? Enough of it. And now I will continue on my journey without any digressions. And then, but the same process gets repeated. But something else is happening too. That lower bird is gradually gaining strength. Do you see? The strength is being gained. The experience is, if it is stored, that, oh, last time also I was cheated by these fruits like this. No, I will not get distracted this time. This time I will surely I will resist that temptation and go. It is that strength increases. If one is conscientious, then with this experience getting added, you know that they all appear very nice, but that pleasant appearance disappears in no time. It is all of us, this is our life story, that we again and again fall prey to these temptations and thus get caught. We repent, that why did I commit this stupidity? This is like one friend, a nice devotee, sometimes calls and says, well, I know everything, but he has some terrible addiction issues. So I know this, but still I fall prey to these things again and again. I don't know why, and become sad. So when again that attempt is made, feels better. Yeah, it is. Whenever one looks at this bird above, you feel, yes, I must do it. What has gone is gone. Let me not brood over it. I made many mistakes. Okay, I made. That doesn't mean I have to make more. It is done. Now let me move on further. Let us not think, that like, let me go in the past and correct those mistakes. That is again a terrible temptation. That there is that very nice novel where a young man, having committed lot of blunders in life, many opportunities came and were lost, frittered away by being reckless, and so forth. Yeah, through one's own recklessness and falling prey to temptations, this young man had just blew away all the good opportunities and thus was feeling very, very depressed, frustrated, lost. And at that time, he found himself at a magician's house. He knew that magician. He knocks and goes in, and then tells the magician, "Can you give my lost 13 years back to me by magic?" I made so many mistakes, but at that time I didn't know. Now I will lead all those days with diligence, and then make best of every opportunity that comes my way. I will not be reckless. I will not be making rash decisions. I will not be pushed around by my whims and fancies. I will be disciplined. Now I know. The magician tells him, "Well, this is not possible, my dear. Even if I give you your past 13 years back, still you will repeat the same thing again." This young man says, "No, no, that's not possible. Now I know. At that time I didn't know." The magician said, that time also you knew, but you didn't act. It is. But this young man, as it were, insisted that, "Please, please give me those 13 years back." The magician said, "Okay, but nothing is going to happen. Let me warn you. You are going to go through all these painful experiences again. That's all." And then this young man, he was at that time about 25. Now he finds himself at 12 years old in the dorm in a boarding school. With great effort, his parents, especially his mother, had put him in the boarding school, paying lot of money, selling whatever she had, and put her only son in the boarding house, a boarding school like that. So now there are all that disciplines in the boarding school. He hears as the about 6 in the morning, the bell for getting up is ringing, ringing. All the other kids, they are leaving their bed, going. This fellow, again, like what he did previously 12 years back, did the same thing. Just turned his side and says to himself, one day it is all right, why I should be. So what have they, in substance, he committed all those same mistakes, got thrown out of the school, then one of his uncles created a situation for him to be, having a good job in military. He blew away that as well. So many things because of all indiscriminatory these rash actions. And again, same thing happened, same thing continued, and then again he finds himself at the doorstep of this magician. And so I knew nothing is going to change. That is not the way to change. Then this young man asks, then is there no possibility, no hope for me? No hope for me? No, there is hope, but not the way that you were trying to do. There is the hope. Now, put yourself in the discipline. And now you have to get a guru, a teacher, a guide in life. That guide will take you forward. Do not try to go in the past like that, but now you learn the lessons from the past and go in the future. This is how one has to do. Okay, I learned my lesson. Now let me work on it. Let me move forward. And that is how what I was describing earlier, the process of renunciation. Give up. Mhm. Giving up, many become very, scared of this word, renunciation. Oh my goodness, no, no, no. We are not monks. We are householders. How can we give up? How can we renounce? See, giving up means what? Giving up all that trash. That is to be given up. Do you feel worried about, all the trash in my house will go away? You are putting out, oh, take it, let it go away. So this is from our life, all that is causing pain has to be kicked out. Mm. There is no alternative to that. It is, if you want to be happy, then whatever causes pain and bondage, you have to throw it out. It is a simple logic, there is, and it is not at all going to be burdensome when we understand the secret of it. That this is, you are not told to renounce anything valuable, only that which is trash, that which is not only useless, but that is what is causing pain and problem. But because of that attachment, terrible attachment, it comes, doesn't go. That is why one preacher, he was telling in Hindi, the Hindi language, the word for attachment is asakti. So he said it can come anytime, asakti hai. So it comes, it doesn't go, otherwise it will be called jasakti. It is not jasakti, it is only asakti. So it comes, and therefore we find it is that so much, unnecessary stuff we keep on collecting around us. We are not able to give up. That is why one, lady, our devotee, she used to come here very often. She had, her job was professional cleaning at people's houses. And why? Because those people, because of their attachment, themselves cannot give up the things. So somebody else has to come. Take. Did you use it in last 2 years? No, but don't worry. But if you need, you will buy again. Come on, throw it out. Make the life simple. Yeah, it is. And then when it is all gone, you feel so happy. It is otherwise, it all, we knew a couple here. Many told them, but it was not working, So so many things got collected as they were getting old. The old age does not automatically bring wisdom. It only intensifies lethargy and attachments. So it is, they were, no, throw this away. Why you are keeping, it is, no, no, maybe this will be needed later, maybe that will be needed later. All that, the house had was full of rats and mice and all that, because nothing was being discarded, So all very funny thing. Why? Because we do not want to give up, we don't want to renounce. So this was this is our story, that we do not want to change our position, journey doesn't happen. But when we look up to our ideal, then we take these steps. Okay, let this all go. Let this trash be taken out. And then we move up. We keep on moving up. And then a very funny thing happens. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno anishaya shochati muhyamanah yushtam yada pashyate anyamisham asya mahimanam mitivita shokah. That sitting on the same tree, the individual soul gets entangled and feels miserable, being deluded on account of his forgetting his divine nature. When he sees the other, the Lord of all, whom all devotees worship, and realizes that all greatness is his, then he is relieved of his misery. That is a process, in very short verse. So much has been compressed, so much meaning has been compressed, that it is when you go closer and closer to that ideal, that goal. Now the glory of that ideal is surrounding you. Asya mahimanam, that it is, and this suffering then starts ending. You feel you are connected now to that divine being. You become closer and closer to that, and then they, well, you become so close. Now the distance is gone. How much close can you become to God? How close? Till you and God, there is no distinction, no distance between them. And this is the idea in non-duality. And then this being realizes that there was never this lower bird. All this suffering was just a delusion. It was like a dream. It never happened. It is, and you realize that after all, time, space are just delusional boundaries. There is no time, no space, no multiplicity. It is all so different a view that you see. It is impossible to describe, but then there are no two left, non-dual. The the journey started with two. Now, as the journey culminates, the Upanishad becomes kind of muted there, because there are no words to describe that. Asya mahimanam iti vita shokah. A very beautiful description that that the glory of that one just absorbs this lower being. This lower bird is no more there. Vita shokaha. The result is now there is no suffering, no bondage. All that is just gone, vanished. It is each individual can experience this truth in life. We have to take up this journey in right earnest, and we shall see the transformation. As the transformation happens, we will be able to feel the signs of that transformation. Like you will feel more peace in life, more joy in life, more joy in the sense, that joy which does not depend on the circumstances and things around you, something that is springing from within. Not the joy because your candidate won elections or your team won the Super Bowl. No, not that kind of joy, but something that springs up from within. So that joy increases. It is always you will be looking at the world with joy. Sri Ramakrishna described one sadhu who used to come to Dakshineshwar where he was staying, and he said that he had this Ananda Samadhi, he had this blissful Samadhi. So he would see every time he would come out of his little hut and look at and happily laugh and say, "Oh, what a great this appearance, this Jagat, this world, God you have made. It comes and goes. See, what a nice show." It is uh, always feeling that happiness with shoka. There is no suffering anymore. So this becomes the life. So do you want this kind of life, Vishwanath? No? Or yes? Yes. So it is. He has been undertaking this journey for a lot of time with great sincerity and untiring endeavor. So he surely should be getting that. And we see, the person is cheerful, not disturbed by little things around here and there, and so forth. So when you get there, you get absorbed in this bliss, the separateness is gone. So this is the culmination of the process. So actually, you see, Swami Vivekananda describes this. Many years back, our Shrikant had written a blog on this particular story. There is the link that I have provided. You can see that. It is, and then Swami Vivekananda speaks about this particular verse that, it is too small lettering. Can you read, Charles? You read aloud, because on my tablet it is a very small, tiny lettering. Yeah, not that. The Swami Vivekananda's description. Yeah. Yeah. In Jnana Yoga book, this passage comes. So, we shall continue this study next Friday. Let me remind you that the coming Tuesday there will be a special guest lecture. A Swami from Fiji is coming, and he will stay here for a couple of days. So next Tuesday it will be that Swami who will be giving a lecture on the practice of mantra sadhana. So please mark your calendars, try to come. So of course you will have to listen it from there, from Kolkata. So anyway, so if you have any questions after a short 30-second meditation, feel free to ask. Yes, please. Any questions? Yes, Shrikant. Yeah, that's a good question, you know. It is difficult to answer that in the absence of any scriptural, uh, you know, description. What I can tell you would be kind of my opinion. That, but my understanding about it is that this whole world is beautiful. That beauty is imparted by God. It is the nature of the divine that is beautiful. Anything when we connect it to God, it becomes beautiful. It is that is the reason it is said the beautiful plumage, Suparna. That, but yeah, this is how I understand it. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. It is the upper bird as the lower bird sees that. And the vision, see, vision of the lower bird is getting changed all the time, is getting transformed. So, it is uh, the vision of the lower bird of the upper bird is shifting, changing, that is Leela. The Leela of God. So, it is the upper bird that is appearing as all this, including the lower bird. So, that is the Leela aspect of it. Not that the lower bird is the doing this Leela, but it is the upper bird that is appearing as all this, that is Leela. So the changing aspect and the unchanging aspect. It is a very good question, you know, that it is this world is not my Leela, you know. I call my world, but it is not my Leela. It is the Leela of that one divine principle. So that is the upper bird. As the lower bird sees it, that is the Leela. Yeah. Okay, let us conclude with the closing prayers. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.